the idiot for refusing to take care of my kid. My friend, 26 female, and I, 26 male, go back since elementary, and we have been close friends since then. Our families are also close, so I don't have any attraction to her as a girlfriend. I see her like a sister. Most of my girlfriends have been okay with her, and I try to make it clear the divide we have as friends. My fiancé is close friends with my friend, and has been friends with her since before our relationship, and so it hasn't been any issues until now. Recently we had a get-together, where my friend said she couldn't drink since she was pregnant. We were all shocked since she was single, and she admitted that she fooled around with her ex, and that might have gotten her pregnant. Her ex is across the country and not a good guy, so she really messed up her life with this. I asked her if she was going to keep the baby, thinking she might not, but she exclaimed she would, because I could help her raise it. My girlfriend stared at her, and I managed to ask why she thought that. She said we were best friends, so I would be the father and help raise the child. I asked her, where did you get that idea? And she got annoyed and said, you are always there for me and already like a husband, so I should be there for her son like a father. I was shocked, because yes, if she need help with her car, I used to be a mechanic, I would help since she makes minimum wage and can't afford one. But I didn't think she would take it as me wanting to be her child's father, or help raise it. I took a deep breath and told her I would always be her friend. But I'm not the father, so I'm not helping to raise her child, and I'm not going to take a father role. She got mad and yelled at me for abandoning her, and started crying. A few of my friends were shaking their heads and called me later to tell me I should have been nicer, but I felt like if I was nicer, she wouldn't have gotten it, and I wanted to make the situation crystal clear. My fiancé is mad because obviously it's caused a huge mess. My saving grace is that my fiancé and I were in another place visiting her family, and traveling for the month when the baby was conceived, so no one thinks I'm the actual father. My friend has been trying to call me, and I'm not sure if I should respond. Now for the top comments. Not the idiot. Her thinking she could dump the responsibility of parenthood on you like this is just ridiculous. I'm hoping she's just not thinking clearly right now, and not that she's just this selfish of a person. Reminds me of the married daughter who planned for and became pregnant, then told her father she expected him to babysit/raise the kid because she did not want to change her lifestyle. Reminds me of the roommate with a child who wanted the OP, who was not the father, to pay child support and help raise the child. She claimed her child imprinted on the OP. Guess they were werewolves or something. Not the idiot. You needed to shut it down firmly and completely. Tell all those friends they can step up and be a father for her child. Exactly. She needs to understand what her options are in reality before it's too late to terminate the pregnancy. That is if she even lives in a state that will allow her to. Not the idiot. Run. Run away. Run away very fast. Yeah, OP needs to distance himself of this friend, or he'll end up fathering a child that has zero relations to him and without his fiancé because of this so-called friend. Yes, listen to this OP and run. This story will get morphed and massaged if you don't shut it down. To everyone. Just in that brief interaction, it went from, you've always been there for me, and became, you're abandoning us. I give it 2 months, and you'll hear back that you're actually the father. You're not. You know you're not, but who are people going to side with? The crying pregnant woman, or the engaged dude talking about how he's not the father? Not the idiot. Time to help your friend get some therapy, and for you to step back fast. Next story. Am I the idiot for ruining my brother's marriage because his wife left me at the pool? This whole situation is so bizarre that I still can't really process it. It still doesn't feel real, but I feel scared and guilty. I, 19 female, had surgery a couple days ago to get all 4 of my wisdom teeth out, and because I have a really bad fear of dentists, they had to drug me pretty hard to do the removal. Not like laughing gas that wears off really fast, but actual IV medicine, so I was pretty much unconscious during the whole thing. They told me to have a responsible adult drive me to the appointment and back, because the meds they gave me would make it dangerous to drive. My mom was on a work trip and couldn't take me, so I asked my sister-in-law Bri 24, not her real name, if she could do it, as the whole thing would only take an hour or 2. I even offered gas money because the dental office is about 45 minutes away. I would have asked my brother, but he works during the day, while Bri is a stay-at-home mom to their 2-year-old daughter who I think was at Bri's mom's house that day. Bri agreed to take me to my appointment, and the surgery went fine. Bri waited in the lobby for me to be done. When I came out of anesthesia, I was very disoriented and nauseous, which I guess is normal. I had gauze shoved in my mouth to stop any bleeding, and Bri took me to her car after I was let go. I don't really remember much of the drive, but it felt like not enough time passed before Bri got out of the car and told me to come with her. I was really out of it and just followed her, because the alternative was staying in the hot car. Long story short, we were at a pool. I was really confused, but once we were through the gate, Bri basically parked me at one of those little table benches, said she'd be back in a while. I was still trying not to puke and was really dizzy from the 90+ degree heat and the meds, so I asked her to take me home. But she wouldn't. I guess since it was her day off and she didn't have my niece, she was meeting friends at the pool. I was starting to feel really sick and on the verge of passing out or having a panic attack, so I called my brother. I don't think he could understand me between the meds and the stuff in my mouth, because he hung up and I guess called Bri, because she came stomping back over, cussing and yelling at me, and took me back to the car. I passed out on the drive home, but when we arrived, my brother had left work and met us in the driveway. He was screaming at Bri and she was crying. I was still pretty disoriented, but my brother took me back home and stayed with me until the meds wore off. That's when he told me he's divorcing Bri because of what she did, plus some other things he didn't go into detail about. It's been a few days since then and Bri has been blowing up my phone, telling me what a witch I am, and how me tattling destroyed her family. Part of me feels bad because of my niece, and I wonder if I should have just dealt with it and waited for her to be done at the pool, instead of calling my brother and causing problems. Am I in the wrong? He's divorcing Bri because of what she did, plus some other things. OP, you are not the reason they're getting a divorce, but if you find out the reason, please come back and update because inquiring minds want to know. Not the idiot. That's exactly it. This is the one that broke the camel's back. I wouldn't be surprised if she mistreats the niece or ditches her parental responsibility to have fun with friends, and this was the last straw. To be honest, it was a pretty big straw. To me, it's literally instant divorce reason, from 0 to 100. OP could have died. If my fiance had neglected my sister like that, after agreeing to do the supervision, she would be out yesterday. That said, OP is obviously not at fault. People who do bad things always blame the snitch. Well, OP has the stitches already. But yeah, sister-in-law dug her own grave here. At least she didn't dig OP's. Exactly, on meds like that, in her condition, she easily could have stumbled into the pool and drowned. Like, there is a reason you are required to have a responsible adult to get you home safely. Not the idiot, not remotely, and you did not ruin their marriage. The other things your brother didn't detail. Sounds like Bri's treatment of you was a last straw. Since Bri referred to it as tattling, there is a good chance she was lying to your brother about what she was doing that day. Maybe he was mad that Bri lied about who was watching their daughter. Maybe she was meeting some guy at the pool, or had been obviously thirsty over the lifeguard. Whatever it was more than the already vile behavior of leaving someone in pain and doped to the gills, just parked in the heat while she had fun at the pool. This is in no way your fault. Not the idiot. Next story is titled, Am I the idiot for pulling all my money from the account after he refused to stop making comments about me getting a job? 30 female, and I'm currently unemployed for the first time since I was 15. Even prior to when I would switch jobs, I already had employment lined up, so there was never a break between paychecks. My husband will have dry spells where he won't work for some months at a time, get a job, and hardly ever sticks with it for more than 6 months before he quits and takes a break. I didn't quit my last job. The company went belly up and didn't tell us until people were coming in and shutting us down. I've been 1 month without a steady income, but I've been searching endlessly. This all came to a standstill when my husband's engine blew up in his car. So now, he takes mine to work and leaves me at the house. So now I need something from home and it's damn near impossible. If you know of anything remote entry level that doesn't require degrees, please let me know. Currently, my husband works Monday to Friday 8 to 4, and just got a pay raise / promotion 2 weeks ago. Since he got his promotion, he has been breathing down my neck about me getting a job. He sees all the applications I've sent out, and still comments on it, as if that will help the situation. I currently have $8,600 sitting in the bank from my last job, which would pay our rent for 8 months, so his comments are really starting to anger me, and I've told him several times to get off my case. I've even suggested I go and work with him because he is taking my car and making things impossible, and he apparently doesn't think it's a good idea. Anyways, he started in with the whole my money argument, but only when it's convenient for him. Like when he refers to tax returns, it's our money. I get significantly more back than he does. But when it comes to other stuff, he says my money this, my money that, and it only just started when he got the promotion. He had no problem living off my money though the entire time he was unemployed because that was our money. Like I said though, I have money stashed so I don't need anything from him. But he made a comment the other day saying, "You need a freaking job," and it was the last straw for me, so I took my car and left to go withdraw every penny I had in the bank account and stick it in an account he can't touch. That left him with a little over $900 because the rest of the thousands were mine. He flips out and says I'm being financially controlling, when in all actuality, it's him. Am I wrong? You know what? Tomorrow, I'll drive around and hand out resumes using my car. Then I'll take my money and find a place to stay, because I'm not interested in a relationship where I'm supportive when you don't have a job for months on end. And you're being an asshole right back the second I'm without one. Enjoy your money and your car, not the idiot. This is exactly the right amount of pettiness. I love it. OP, please do this. Protecting yourself and standing up for yourself isn't petty. Taking back your property and money when someone keeps disrespecting you and downplaying your contributions isn't being petty. I know your heart is in the right place because you're saying you support what she's doing, but we gotta stop framing it as being petty when someone just refuses to be used. Keep your money in your account and take your car back too. If he wants to play the mind game like a temper tantruming 2-year-old, just show him exactly how much is his, not the idiot. I'm going to have to do this with my boyfriend soon. He thinks we pay 50-50 on everything, and I have the math to show it's more like 75-25, me taking the brunt of the financial issues. He even got a referral bonus from work which he immediately used to buy himself a PS4, but made a side comment about me using my incoming bonus to buy him shoes. Kinda waiting for him to blow up on that to put him in his place. Not the idiot, and good for you. Keep your money separate and only pay for your portion of things, and also take back your car since you know it's yours. If he's going to pull the my money game, then he can suck it up and go buy his own car. I very rarely advocate for separate finances in a marriage, but in this case it is time to erect a lead wall between your finances and his. Let him live off of his largesse, and from now on he is responsible for 50% of all household expenses, his own transportation in all circumstances, all automotive costs from insurance to license and registration, and all of his own expenses. Why would you advocate against separate finances? My partner and I decided a long time ago that all shared expenses would be split 50-50. We have the ability to transfer money directly to each other for bills that one of us pays. But for all discretionary spending, we keep everything separate. That way we can't run into the exact type of issue OP is talking about. What do you see as a negative about that? Now for the last story. Am I the idiot for telling my mother-in-law that she needs to compromise to stay with us? My in-laws are getting a divorce. Only reason I can get is that he is done dealing with her. Despite being in their 70s, my father-in-law decided to go about it the worst possible way and is currently forcing freezes on their bank accounts and managed to kick her out of the house. She needs a place to stay for at least a few months, and now she's coming to my husband and I for help. Of course, I'm not going to leave someone I actually know who's vulnerable go out on the street, but unfortunately the help we can give is limited. We can only offer her the Dave that's in the living room. She's not okay with this and wants not only a bedroom, but a living condition in our house that isn't possible with what the house is. She wants a bedroom with an en-suite, so she can be able to be separate from everyone else in the house for hygienic reasons. Well, me too, and there isn't an en-suite bedroom in the house. The bedroom I share with my husband kind of is, but that bathroom is also accessible from the kitchen, and I'm not going to ban everyone else from using it when there would be 4 other people in the house. There isn't even an available bedroom. My husband wants to force my sister to be on the day bed, because she doesn't pay rent and is on disability. But that's not fair. My sister may not work or pay rent, but she provides all of our childcare needs for our daughter, technically owns half the house because it's from our parents, and pays for the entire household's groceries. She absolutely should be here and have a bedroom. Our daughter also needs a bedroom. With how small the house is, 1,200 square feet, all of her toys and books need to stay in one room anyway, her room. My husband and I giving up our bedroom to my mother-in-law doesn't make sense either. Putting one person in a queen and 2 people on a twin. No, mother-in-law says she wouldn't feel safe on the daybed, and is appalled that we're so disrespectful to our elders. I don't hate her, and my parents would be weirded out by it too, but it feels like times have changed and she has to deal with it here. My husband and mother-in-law both got angry at me for not even being willing to give her a bedroom so she can feel a little bit safe. There's nobody here that it would make sense to displace. Even if I gave her my daughter's bedroom, she would need to spend almost as much time there as she does now because her stuff can't be moved. My husband thinks that I'm holding my family over his, and acting like real help is somehow first come, first served. Of course not, but between my mother's and my husband's medical bills, we don't have spare money. We're stable, but it is not an option to get a larger place or help her financially at all. It's not like his sister can help her because she lives in a studio, but I'm at least offering something. They've been on me for days about this and I don't know what to do. Am I missing something here? Not the idiot. She wants you to kick somebody out to make room for you, and your husband agrees. Maybe your husband and his mother can go live somewhere else together. Not just that, she wants to displace someone who owns the home. Yeah, the idea that her sister should be paying rent when she's half owner of the home is screwed. And she provides childcare and food. I bet if OP actually calculated her sister's contributions in dollars, husband would have to eat crow. Not the idiot. Your option for her is spot on. Your sister has a right to the home and is doing so much for your family. Your child is, well, your child. It's her house too. Mother-in-law is a temporary guest. She also needs to figure out her own situation as she's an adult. Your husband can help her navigate the courts, finding a place, and so on. People who are without a place to stay should be grateful for a place to stay. The daybed is safe. 1. I would expect the next move will be mother-in-law can take care of your daughter, and your sister should be booted out. Watch for this, it will make sense to mother-in-law as she's there. 2. Moving her into any of the bedrooms will make it much harder for her to leave. She needs to be a bit uncomfortable to honestly accept her situation. 3. Husband and mother-in-law will make your life difficult. As a last resort, remind your husband that the house is yours and your sister's. I think it's generous and right to offer her the daybed for the time being, but I wouldn't encourage her displacing those who live in the home. Do not let mother-in-law get her feet too far under the table, or you'll never see the back of her. Your husband also needs to grow a spine here and back you up.